every time we was using Google Maps, it kept giving us in circles, wrong locations. When we get there, nothing's there. Then we went looking for Oak Grove. Oak Grove was all fenced off and locked. So when we saw that we could get keys for Hillside, we were like, okay, Hillside is here. Because every time I Googled it or Google mapped it, it was giving me Hillside cemeteries in other states. No address. Pratt, the guy that originally started the spiritualist college, is supposedly buried there. And legend has it that the witch actually, or spirit, goes between all three. Okay, and this causes an isosceles triangle. And supposedly anything in the isosceles triangle is haunted. But she's known to be floating around his headstone, things like that. So this is the cemetery that's, from what I've read, gets the most action. We could not find that cemetery. We stopped and asked 3 people, an older lady, some college students, and then like a middle-aged woman. Everybody just kind of stared at me, and I was like, I don't know where that is. Oh, sorry, I'm not from here. But did you go to the Witch's Tower? This is a huge folklore and legend for Whitewater, and it's very surprising to me that nobody knows where this place is. That is very odd to me. Not to mention the Google Maps kept pushing us in circles. After the rest of the group left, we're gonna go look at the Afiki Mounds, the preserve. We look that up. It gives us directions to an actual, like, rural, like, where there's houses, and there was no preserve, nowhere. We couldn't even see. It looked like there was a whole bunch of houses where it was located. It was like nothing wanted us to find this place last night. I don't understand. I was so confused. I was upset because we had driven all that way, and I'm like, how are we not finding this place? Like, it's got 3 known cemeteries. It's known for the 3 corners, and how are we not finding this place? So then we decided to just give up and go home. So when we set Google Maps to go home, I said, why is it taking us to the left? Why is it not taking us to the right? Back through town the way we came. We're driving down the creepiest roads. I'm telling you, creepy. I didn't tape any of it because we were creeped out. I felt like it took us in a square, like a couple times, a square, and it never brought us to the highway. It kept us on these desolate roads, which I thought was so weird. It just didn't make sense. In the car, we felt weird. We felt uneasy. It was almost like we were stuck in a vortex or something, or I don't know what word you would use, where it just seemed like everything just kept repeating and stuff started to look the same. Finally, we're staying on these country roads, and I'm like, I don't know, but we're away from Whitewater all of a sudden. I don't know. We kept seeing phantom cars on the roads. I don't even know. All I know is I'm not going to debunk this city, because even though we didn't find the cemetery and even though we didn't get really anything, it is a very odd feeling at night being there. And I don't know, I've never heard anybody else say this about Whitewater, but there's definitely something going on. Something is definitely off, not right. I mean, like we said, we're going down the street and there was tons of people out. We literally went down a block, maybe 2 blocks, turned back around because we weren't seeing the cemetery. This was Hillside when we were searching for it. Came back. Now, mind you, all the clubs and the bars were open. We came back, all the bars, the clubs, lights were off. People were gone. There were people all over downtown. I'm assuming the college students. Nowhere to be found. It was literally like a ghost town. Unless I can find an exact coordinate to Hillside Cemetery, I don't know if I ever want to go back there, because the feeling of being lost, it was kind of like the Blair Witch. Really, if you want me to put it like that, it was like the Blair Witch, where it just seemed like we couldn't get out, like we were stuck there. Something didn't want us to leave, and I don't think that something was happy that we were there either, looking for the witch or anything other than all the sinister things that people say go on there and what this town is known for. I believe it. I believe it. Even though I didn't see anything, I believe it. Something is definitely wrong with Whitewater. There are so many legends of witchcraft in Whitewater that it has come to be known as the Second Salem. An old stone water tower in Starren Park is at the center of many of these legends.
and is also at the center of UW Whitewater. Some believe witches were buried, and rituals are still carried out to this day in the tower. And on certain nights, you can see hooded figures dancing around it. But it's the city's 3 cemeteries, Calvary, Oak Grove, and Hillside, that form the Witch's Triangle. If you connect the 3 cemeteries, you get an isosceles triangle. All land and buildings within the triangle are believed to be haunted, and this is where the area's disturbing historical legends reside. The Horn family moved to Whitewater in 1880. Within 4 years, they were all dead. Father and mother were the first to go. The majority of their money was left to their youngest daughter, Agnes, who was not surprisingly the next to go. There were only 2 daughters left, Nellie and Annie, when the latter succumbed to the same fate as befell the others. Suspicion fell on Nellie when a chemical analysis revealed strychnine in her sister's stomach. Nellie's motive to be the sole recipient of her parents' estate was clear, but when a witness came forward who saw Nellie purchase a quantity of strychnine just a few days prior to Annie's death, Nellie knew the secrets of her murderous scheme were unraveling. Death, she decided, would be better than facing the consequences, and she consumed the remaining poison herself. Before the final throes carried her from this world, Nellie confessed to the poisoning of her entire family, as well as one other victim who remains identified to this day. Nellie Horn's grave can be found in Whitewater's Calvary Cemetery. Legendary axe murderer and self-professed witch Mary Worth, whom many believe cursed the town, is also said to reside there. In 1889, the Morris Pratt Institute was established in Whitewater to study spiritualism. Morris Pratt died in 1902. Residents called it the Spook Temple. Their spiritualists used seances, talking boards, planchettes, and other methods to pierce the veil and communicate with the dead. These conjurations leave the town full of restless spirits. The grave of Morris Pratt himself can be found in Hillside Cemetery. There also was a strong KKK chapter in the 1920s. The KKK county president was found dead on the lawn of the Methodist Church. According to legend, a coven of witches used to conduct rituals in the Oak Grove Cemetery in the 1800s. It is said that the witch's book is in UW Whitewater's library. The title, The Book of Death. There is a lock on its cover. Under lock and key, it was left behind by witches at the tower. Anyone who reads it commits suicide or goes insane. It is supposedly housed recorded names of people once involved in the witches' coven in 1800s. They claim that this book does not exist, and that the closest book they have is the Catholic Missal. Another eerie happening is a desecration of the coffin of a baby girl that was dug up from one of these cemeteries and left on the steps of a building at the nearby UW Whitewater campus during the week of Halloween in 1970, not far from the tower in Wells Hall, which has its own haunting past. In 1981, a group of sorority sisters heard strange noises coming from the building's basement. Upon entering the basement, it was discovered that bricks had been removed from the floor, revealing a hidden tunnel. It's been said that the tunnel was part of an underground system which allowed witches to move around the town without being spotted by mortals. One of Whitewater's strangest occurrences happened as recently as 1992 near Whitewater Lake. The story goes that 3 students witnessed some type of late-night ritual which commenced with a huge object rising from the lake. Is Whitewater really cursed? Does it still house the power of the witches? Is something evil lurking there? Well, we're gonna find out, and you're gonna come along with us.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another haunted adventure. My name is Suga.
Mumzy.
Fashja. Nugget. And today we are in Whitewater, Wisconsin. We already told you about the backstory, so right now we're at the first location in Starren Park at the Witch's Tower. We got some witches buried underground. We're gonna see if we can contact them. If you're new here, please hit the subscribe button. We really appreciate you. And if you're returning, thank you so much, family. We love you. So with that being said, let's go get them. So this is the actual front door of the Witch's Tower, which is pretty creepy beyond these iron gates. It's hard to focus, kind of. There we go. Because I'm in between the gates. We have not been able to read what is up there yet. What does that say? Something, I cannot read that. Seskenberger Contractors Kirsch. 1933. I don't know. And it goes way up there, guys. I don't know if you can see, you saw it on the drone footage, but it is way up there. 1833? 18 something. Looks like that. Erected, and then Seagrave something contractors. Yeah, so this is pretty interesting. You see it's all locked off. You can't get on here. Now, they say that this is still an active water tower. You can't really see that, but on the top, there's an actual, it looks like a water tower was set on top of this tower. Now, the legend has it is that this gate is to keep something actually in and not out. There's supposed to be 3 witches buried under here, and the witches used to do seances around the actual tower. And there's been a lot of different stories around here of things that have been seen, heard in the tower, around the tower. So I think what we'll do is we'll start an Echovox session. See if we get anything here. All right, guys, so the first person probably the only person we're gonna try to contact is Mary Worth. Mary Worth, I guess, is known for the urban legend of chopping everybody up with an axe. So it's the Bloody Mary story. So it's gonna be kind of interesting. I guess 100 years ago, a whole bunch of witches came here from Europe and started a whole mess. There's tunnels and everything under UW Whitewater where they actually used to escape and sneak underneath it and go to different places where they would do their rituals and things like that. So Whitewater is very interesting. So if you ever want to come here, you got the whole city to investigate. Yeah. So, yeah. Mary Worth, we are here to talk to you. I have a device right here that you can speak into. We want to know more about the witches of Whitewater and what you did with that axe. Is it?
We're fucking
That's me.
That's you.
Killed. I heard you say killed. Who was killed?
Who's touching the K2 meter?
Not.
Mary, are you touching this?
Nice.
Oh. Now, I don't want anybody staying quiet, because that's what a lot of people like to do here in Whitewater. Nobody wants to talk about it.
He is.
Did you hear that? What was that? Something in Wisconsin is. Yeah. We have people having a party over there, so sorry.
Is there any truth to the fact that witches are buried under this water tower? No, we're not leaving.
Nobody wants to talk, huh? This is the quietest I've ever heard this thing. Yeah, it is.
Okay.
Hey.
Pratt. What about Pratt?
He's what?
Okay, I'm gonna ask one more time who's touching that device on the gates.
Says has ever
It's like going, it's all saying like green and then all of a sudden it pops up to red.
yeah.
Can you make that device go up to red again? Quit asking. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna quit asking. There it went. Did you see that? See? Yeah, I see it, but can you keep it at the red light?
Yeah.
It did. Did you hear that? Is Morris Pratt here right now?
So
Wait a minute.
with thanks.
Wait a minute. I said, is Morris Pratt here? It said south. What direction is Hillside Cemetery?
South.
From here?
Yes. I can look it up.
That's weird, right?
South.
It said south.
Nobody wants
Okay,
to touch
so
it. I said, okay,
We're
finish.
actually collabing.
It's directly
Where are you,
south
Nikki?
from here.
Where's that? I can't see anybody.
It's
You want to
straight.
come on here? We're actually collabing with another paranormal team. Come on, feel free, come on out here. So they have another app going over here while we're asking questions. Did it say anything for?
Well, it said, you know, like when you said that every time you come out here, they're quiet. It said okay, and then it said finished, and then it said exhibition, and then isolate, and then Charles.
It said Charles.
Yeah, when you asked who,
Come on, Nikki. Come
And
on.
when you asked if Pratt was here,
Come on,
it
Nikki.
said Charles. Well, no, when you asked who was touching that, it said Charles.
yeah, when you asked
That's crazy.
who
And it
was-
said Pratt on here.
Yeah.
Well, come on in here. We gotta make sure we get
Isn't
your
it
faces
south?
on here.
Right there, if they could see it on the camera.
So let me make sure we get this
This
on the
is
camera
north
here.
and south,
So I
correct.
said, where it is? Okay, so come on
directly
over
south.
here. So who's Charles?
Charles might be one of them, and
Oh, maybe.
from what I
victims or-
understand,
That
when
is where
Mary
Pratt
Worth
is.
Wait, go ahead.
Put-
Point it again.
Right there is where Pratt is.
Yeah,
This
and we
spot.
asked where. Yeah, so
This
we're
is
up where
north
the
and
where the
south.
pin is. We asked where Pratt was, and it said south.
now from what I've read, Mary Worth knew Charles Pratt. I mean, what's his name? Morris Pratt.
Oh.
Or she was involved with him somehow. She learned from him. He was into spirituality,
Right.
and that's where the witches learned their stuff.
So I'm just. This is weird, kind of, because it's barely moving now.
Mm-hmm.
Look at this. How weird is that?
Yeah, this is taken up again.
Now this is kind of like new for everybody because there's a lot of information in this area with people, different locations that are haunted, stories. I mean, it's crazy. Last time we were here, we got lost. It wouldn't let us leave.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was like we just kept going in a circle until it finally got us on a highway.
That's the way it was coming here.
Yeah,
Like
same
we're
with her.
literally wandering
Same
around
thing,
the
yeah.
cemetery like lost.
Yeah,
Like, Maine.
it's like it doesn't want you to find the answers.
Mm-hmm.
Well, maybe if you ask if Mary Worth really did put a curse on the Winchester
Yeah.
family.
Let's see that.
Did.
Did.
No.
Yeah.
That was the first thing was did.
Yeah. Yeah, she cursed Whitewater because she wanted to be buried underground.
Yeah,
And they
did
said
it.
because it was hallowed ground, she couldn't be buried there, so they put her in like a monument. And so she put a curse because they didn't follow her wishes.
So, Mary Worth, did you curse Whitewater? Spirit told. Oh, Did it say Mary or Spirit?
No, it said Mary.
I heard can't believe, and then it was something, and then I guess Mary. Yep.
Let people
Let people
choose
Choose for themselves.
Ugh.
I have goosebumps.
Yeah.
and
Mary Worth, did you put a curse on the Winchester family? And don't lie, because we're gonna ask them later. Any spirit.
Face.
Well, that's okay. We'll just go ask the Winchesters later then. That's fine. We'll go talk to Morris. He'll tell us. It was at first. Your guys' turn. They had a little bit to say. Okay, so we're at the second location. This is Calvary Cemetery. We are currently still on the Whitewater campus, which is the same spot that the Witch's Tower is located. We are in front of Nellie Horan's family plot. Nellie Horan is known as the serial killer and the poison widow. Apparently, they think that she killed her entire family for the family inheritance, especially her little sister. So we're going to try to contact her, see if she's got any things to say. Maybe they'll admit that she did do these things. I don't know. Let's find out. All right, so Nellie is actually buried right over there. That's the family plot. That's where the other two sisters are buried, correct?
Angus and the other side Suzanne.
So Nellie is over here.
Mother, father.
We'll see if maybe we can talk to Nellie. Get some question answered from her. All right, so we have Nugget's Firefly sitting right here on top. We're gonna test this out. Is there anybody from the Horan family that is here that would like to speak with us about Nellie? Their rumor has it is that she killed all of you for basically the family inheritance, and we want to know if that's true. So if anybody can touch either one of these devices on top of there, that would be great. So Nellie, or any of your family members, if you're here, can you touch either one of these devices? Let us know that you're here so we can communicate with you tonight. We want to find out all the answers about Nellie. If she actually did perform these heinous crimes. Did she kill you guys for the family money? Did she take you out? Did she poison you guys? We want to know. Let us know that you're here. Come speak to us. We mean no harm. If you're worried about speaking, I do have another device that you can communicate with us through. Nellie, or the Warrants, are you here?
Both.
What is it? Both?
Right.
Horan family, did Nellie, your daughter, did she kill you guys?
bodies and
was
Do you know the Winchester family?
yeah.
our
Morris Pratt. Do you know Morris Pratt?
And West
is fun. Well,
Gas. Sam.
not or Floyd
Church. Self.
right
I.
enough
Nellie, are
Wait.
you here?
she's or
We come here out of respect. We would just like to
What?
speak with you.
they from but yes true yeah
We have a device
Both.
over here on top of the headstone that you can speak into.
well and
How did you pass?
God. A. Oh. The
and
in
Did you meet with your demise through
right
those
Poison?
poison?
oh
oh
I in yes with they
good
to
Clifford a face.
I don't know. They're kind of quiet here.
Do you want to get a practice here a little bit?
That's what I'm thinking.
Sure, right.
It was more active at the first time. That's weird. Like, we had more.
I didn't know K2 here either.
No K2.
I mean, it's dead everywhere.
No. I don't know. Until we go back on the spirit box, but it's a lot quieter here.
Yeah.
Than the one we
More
were just
action,
telling.
right.
I see it.
Baby.
We'll see.
So I've been doing research on the Morris Pratt, which we're about to go see. A lot of the research is he started out by he met a psychic, and he was interested in spiritual and talking to spirits because in his theory or proclaimed in what I read that it could get him closer to God. He wanted to know more about God. So he started this, talked to the psychic. A psychic, through her spirits, told him to buy a plot of land. Come to find out, the land was rich in iron, and he made a ton of money off of this iron. So he built the institution of spirology. So he wanted to teach about psychics, spirits, and basically the whole paranormal world. Now, this was done in the 1800s. A lot of it he was frowned upon because of what he was teaching. So we're going to find out how he felt about that. And I hope he talks to us. From a scientist kind of point of view, which we are now, this is the guy who started it all for paranormal.
Mr. Pratt, I want to tell you. Well, first, let me introduce myself. My name is Suga. And that's Mumzy.
Fashja. And I'm the Nugget.
And we wanted to say how much of an honor it is for us to be here, sitting here with you today. And maybe it's not in life, but a spiritual life. And how happy and proud we are that you are the founding father, the godfather of paranormal and spiritualism. So we want to pay our respects and say how blessed we are to meet you today. We have a device right in front of you. You might find these things interesting because they didn't have this stuff when you were alive. But there's a device right in front of you that you can touch to let us know that you're here if you want to speak with us. And I have a device right here in my hand that you can speak with us and we will hear your words. A friend told me that when you speak to a spirit, especially a special one, you should build a bridge. And that's what we're doing today. Building a friendship to get to know you. And if you have anything to say, we would love to hear it. So I'm going to turn this device on. That device is there for you to touch. Please let us know if you're here. Mr. Morris Pratt, could you please come and speak with us today? We would be honored.
And
Just set this device right here. We don't mean any disrespect at all. You want to talk to him, Nugget?
Do you have any advice for our paranormal research? Did you prove any of your theories correct?
I went back. I have
Monsieur.
You know, Mr. Pratt, Nugget's a scientist like you.
Is
He makes paranormal equipment to contact spirits.
so. I.
and I
Sounded like he said wise.
Yeah. I'm hearing you. He's got sentences going. He's a teacher. He could probably give us a
and
lecture.
This seemed these. I'm
in
Sounded like he said he was pleased.
I
Are you proud of Nugget that he's trying to contact spirits with new equipment?
heard
best. Oh,
was part of
close.
and about I much but she's all
Is that your wife speaking with you, Morris?
To mold.
Morris, your research was to basically speak with spirits to get closer to God, so Now you're closer to God. Do you have anything to say?
Yeah. They are. Now, as
Here.
Can
Ready.
you tell us some things you found out?
Leave. Lord rest.
I guess before we leave you tonight, I have a really important question to ask you. And I think you're the perfect person to ask this question.
yeah.
Are ghosts real?
Rum. One.
One. Nest. Head.
And
Pass.
pass.
Head.
Mold.
Box.
Delve. Didn't.
Do spirits exist?
With.
Worm.
Not. No. But.
All right, well, we want to thank you for your time. We really appreciate you talking to us.
Okay.
Take.
I got one more question.
Yeah.
What research should we do?
Nugget wants to know, as a scientist,
Sit.
what other research can we do to contact
Right.
the paranormal or those
And.
who have passed?
Leave.
Goes. Oh. Alright.
Susie. Oh.
Go.
Good.
You're right.
All right. What?
All right, well, I guess we'll let you enjoy your night. It's very peaceful here.
Very peaceful.
Very peaceful place to be laid to rest, that's for sure. So, we did take photos with you earlier. I hope that was okay.
Oh.
You're a celebrity. And on behalf of every paranormal investigator, we want to thank you for your research and getting us all started.
Us?
Yes, thank you. Thank you.
Hopefully we'll make you proud. So with that, we're going to say goodnight.
Good night, Mr. Pratt.
I.
I don't know, but to me it sounded like you said night.
Yeah.
At the very end, it sounded like you said night. Wow.
He
That's what it
said
sounded like to me.
We're gonna have to review.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like we might have gotten more answers than we thought.
Yeah. Yeah, because it sounded like he had sentences to say.
Yeah. That was pretty cool. I don't know, I have to say, like, to end the investigation here is pretty cool. I don't know if we came up with many answers. I don't know if it'll ever be answered here. Even Alexa doesn't want to talk about it. So, I know that there's a lot more buildings for us to investigate here. And a lot of places on the campus that we're going to investigate. Hopefully we'll get more. The tunnels that the witches supposedly escaped through when they were trying to move through the city. So hopefully we can make those come to life and make those happen. Some indoor investigations. So, all right, guys. Well, thanks for coming with. We appreciate you. Hopefully you enjoyed this as much as we did. I know that this cemetery, to me, out of all three we've been to today, this is the most comfortable. It's very peaceful. I enjoyed it.
Very peaceful.
Yeah. So, I guess good night then.
Good night.
Good night.